Chat. There seems to be a problem, a miscommunication, one might say, about the age or the categorization of specific characters. Like, for example, some people say, oh, season 1 includes a lolly, some season 2 includes a shata. These words, excuse me if I get these words wrong, because these aren't words I normally use, right? With that being said, I feel like I am the most educated on these terms, right? First off, a lot of people are saying, oh, this character isn't a lolly whatsoever. She is, 100%. It's a fact, chat. It's more true than the sun being hot. Not hot as in sexy, but hot as in it will burn you. It's way more true than that, all right? And now some of you may be asking, like, well, Candy, who the heck are you to be saying what is and what isn't? Well, first off, I'm Candy. That's my name. And secondly, because I said so. There. This is a lolly character, all right? And in fact, I'm gonna show you another. Here's one right here. That's a lolly character right here from the anime made one, right? And here's another one right here. Yep, drink it in, chat. Very, very straightforward stuff. Anyone who tells you any otherwise, don't know what the heck they're talking about. These are lolly characters. Anyone who tries to add any extra but, and, or, if, or, but. Nope, close your mouth. This right here is a Shota character, or Shota. His name is Shota, but that's beside the point, all right? This right here, where is it? Is also a Shota character. The problem is, it's hard for me to tell because this character is sitting down. So I'm going to say yes. I'm 98% sure that's what this character is. Or very light, or very loose on that. If anything, some may say femboy. Some may say twink. Some may say a trap. Well, no, that's not a trap. But you know what I mean, chat. But definitely Shota-like, or very close to it. Anything that has to do with ifs, ands, or buts, or anything like that, they don't know what they're talking about. In fact, I want to point out another commenter right here. He says, OMG, what a loser. Rebecca is a lolly, not a slightly short character. This mainly comes from the left-leaning people where they changed the name.
That happens to be short, in my opinion, while Roman actually looks like a kid. He's like 12 anyway.
I'm going to disagree. Normally I don't disagree with King Remedy. He's always on point with that one, but I'm gonna say no because there's too many words. Yeah, way too many words, and me not being a big reader, too small brain. OMG, what a loser. Rebecca's a lolly, not a slightly short character. This mainly comes from left-leaning people where they change the meaning of words to fit their narrative. People like him don't belong in anime. Thank you. This right here, this gentleman right here is spitting straight facts. In fact, it's probably bad to spit. It's not kind. Don't spit on people, but you are correct on that one. And yes, the studio did say, and I remember watching the video, and it wasn't the studio, by the way. It was a woman who said this. I know because she lives rent-free in my brain. She says, the lolly must stay. And it because they had a vote on if Rebecca should stay or not, and she says and the yays had it, and she said the lolly must stay, and it immediately made me realize that she was the one who voted against Rebecca. Granted, I don't have proof of this. However, the only hint that I have for this is that how she said it, the lolly must stay. I've never heard someone use words like that in a sentence ever. Like, I never had a Krabby Patty and never will. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like listening to a black hole, not a black person who has a hole. I'm talking about a black hole like you see in, whatever, chat. You know what I mean? But I was just like scrolling through X to find some more stuff some news about Cyberpunk, and I saw this incorrect controversy. I'm like,
the dragon mates look like actual children, but Rebecca is just screwed by genetics and the art style makes her seem younger. Fair to say she's a loli though.
See, like I said before, King Remedy, that's too many words. There's way too many words. It's so much easier and less complicated just to say lolly. He's a lolly. Because once you start to add reason to this, it becomes muddy, right? there's an exact definition of the word lolly and an exact definition of the word shota, right? But we're not even crossing into that path. What are people saying? If the factory turned out that hair, I'm glad they outsourced the taste. Guess wait, what are you talking about? What? Okay. Do lolicons see slightly short characters and immediately think lollies and shelters? Here's one. Here's a good let's see here.
And
Let's
you
take a
said
look at
on
this.
your community post you can read, I bet your grandma calls you handsome too.
Yes. 100% King Remedy. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. It says true lolly, small body, less than 12 years old. Opie lolly, small body and big breasts. Yes. Legal lolly, small body, over the age of 18 years old. Yes, but I say kinda yes, because like this character is like, there's some of these characters that are in this list that are older, but whatever. Goth lolly, wear gothic Lolita clothes. Sassy brat, I've never heard of this term before. What the heck? Sassy brat, they lease? What? The annoying kind and the other kind too. Okay. Lolly Baba, young granny mature woman with young and small body.
Okay, Rebecca looks lowly teen /
Okay.
lowly Baba rather than the true lowly stuff.
Rebecca looks lolly teen. Let's see. Lolly adult mind. In your world, they might be seen as a child, but their mind is that of an adult. That is true. These two characters, that one, I think I watched the first few episodes of this one. It may be hard to see, but that's kind of true. But these two I've watched and everything. They're very, oh man, they come out with a new season for that, by the way. I wish I had a link to it. 100 years lolly with 100 plus years, not human. They are deities, elves, demons, vampires. True. So I guess, I don't know what, so this one right here kind of mixed in with the 100 years too. Then the teen lolly. Rebecca would fit into this. Yes, 100%. 100%. But chat, to me, it seems like all of this is very cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? However, why tell me in the comments, chat. Like when I upload this video and you have something to say, like explain to me your thoughts on this, right? Because my thoughts on this is that yes or no. Simple. I don't have to make it convoluted or anything like that. I don't have to make it too convoluted. Granted, I'm happy that I've seen this because it's a lot easier to explain, right? Here's the problem. We have a situation where there are some people who don't even like anime, or they want to change anime. And I call the people who want to change anime rats. Not rats on a human being level, because everybody's equal. We're all equal, chat, in the face of the Lord, all right? And the United States Constitution in the United States. With that being said, if you go into a community, you say, oh, I love this community. However, I want to change it. That's rat tactics, chat. That is rat tactics. I'm patenting that, by the way. There you go, chat. There's your lollies. There's your definition of them. What else people are saying? A good amount of these aren't even lollies. See, that's right. That right there.
Man,
that right
got
there.
A flood of new fans from some Korean dude changing his profile picture. Now they are coming in and trying to change stuff that has been a staple for years.
Those are rats. Those are called rats or leeches. I think leeches would be better, but they're rats, chat. But what I was saying is that a good amount of these aren't even lollies. That right there. Stuff like that. That doesn't make no sense. Those are words that don't work for this. All of these are lollies. Granted, I would never have thought to, categorize them like this: legal, opie, true, goth, whatever. It's like categorizing an apple to me, right? An apple is an apple. I can't really explain it any better. Right? Let's see what else we got. Studio called her a lolly. Yep, that is very true. If the answer is yes, would stupid people stop calling every short character child-coded? You frickers spent years calling Rebecca a lolly and her fans pedos. Don't go trying to flip the scripts. I don't... See, here's the problem. This individual is clumping people who, is assuming that people are, backtracking. I don't think people are backtracking. Like for me, for all like I've always stood on business with this anime stuff. Like I'm not really a big backtracker. In fact, me and my co-host that I was hoping to get him into this get him in today, but me and my co-host, we was going at it in terms of like what is considered anime. I called anime something that only comes out of Japan. He calls anime that can be made by any country. And I say no, never. I will never agree with anything that comes out of anywhere and just call it anime. Because if someone puts out a dog turd of a animation, I'm not gonna call it anime. Some people call anime cartoons. I will never agree with that. Because SpongeBob and Goku are not the same thing. They're not even remotely the same. And if someone did want to consider them the same, cartoon and anime, then I would just even simplify. I would go even a step further with what they're trying to do and call it a motion picture. Or even further and just call it reality. Or even further and call it, I don't know, how much higher can you get past reality, chat? I'm just gonna call it like, cause what was the motion picture? They called it motion picture back in the day. There are names for we have categories for a reason, chat. If you just call everything anime, then nothing's anime, right? SpongeBob and Goku are not on the same level, chat. Tourists. Oh yeah, tourists is another word you can call people. Okay, tourist, Rebecca is a lolly, and the studio even said this.
Anime is
said
just
that she
short
is.
for animation, and Japanese people consider everything anime. They call The Simpsons anime.
That's very true, King Ramedy. Granted, I've never been there, but from what I hear, the Japanese call everything anime. But that's not true, because SpongeBob is not an anime. SpongeBob is a cartoon, and I say put some respect on SpongeBob's name. Tom and Jerry is not an anime. It's a cartoon. Now, with their short for animation, that's true. Everything that's animated is an animation. However, anime and animation are not the same. It's like anime is like a subcategory of animation. If you plug that in, we have words and categories for a reason, chat. So not everything is clumped together. It's like going to the doctor's office, like, hey, can I get some medicine? Sure. They just give you cancer. I was like, that's not the medicine I want. Yeah, well, but everything's kind of, we decided to throw out categories a long time ago. So now everything's just one big thing. So how do you know if I need sleeping medication or a sleeping medicine or, anti-cancer medicine? We don't know because it's all called medicine. You see what I'm saying, chat?